Thank you all very much for coming out here to our second town hall meeting for this semester. Today we will be addressing some topics of discussion that arose at our previous town hall meeting concerning academics. In order to address your concerns, we have invited Dr. Patrick O'Sullivan, the Vice President for Academic Affairs and then Provost, as well as Ron Bluffin, Assistant Vice President for Academic Affairs, to be here today. In addition, we have asked that the deans from each academic school also attend. We have Dr. Barbara Hillary, Dean for the School of Arts and Sciences, as well as Dr. Ruben Gonzalez, Dean for the School of Education. Members of the President's Cabinet have also joined us for today. We have Mr. Len Davis, Vice President for Business and Finance, Mary Marquez Bell, Vice President for Enrollment Services, Dr. Emma Langley, Vice President for Student Affairs, Bill Kimmons, Assistant to the President, Mike Kinane, Assistant to the President for Institutional Advancement. At this time, Emma has a couple of words.
One is a quick housekeeping thing. I have you're writing your questions on a piece of paper and turn them back in. If you haven't got a piece of paper, need a piece of paper, see me, and once you write your questions, please give it back to me. So, but what I want to say is, I want to let you know that Dr. Butts gives you his regards. He would have preferred to be here today because this is a very important issue for him. It's my fault that Dr. Butts is not here. I take full responsibility. I set this, I confirmed the schedule of this program without checking with the President's office. So Dr. Butts is not here because I did not check with the schedule first. But he sent you his regards and lets you know this is a very important issue to him. Thank you.
Thank you, Emma. And I forgot to mention, one of our executive vice president will be expected as well for everything. And last but not least, I would like to introduce the current executive board for the Student Government Association. Ashley Barrow, President. Marian Galassi, Executive Treasurer. Deanna Fowler, Vice President for Clubs and Organizations. And Maureen Finnegan, Executive Secretary. Marian Galassi, Executive Treasurer, will be the moderator for today's meeting. Marian.
Hello, everybody. Hi, can everybody hear me? Okay, so I just want to go over some ground rules. Questions, as you guys have been writing them down, they're coming up towards you. These questions must be relevant to academic affairs. I will read a question. The appropriate response will be given. You are allowed to raise your hand for a follow-up question. Your question must be 45 seconds. After 45 seconds, I will ask you to sit down. If a question has been asked, please, for the sake of the period of time that we have, do not ask the question again. Be respectful of the questions that you ask. Be respectful in your manner. And now we will begin. First question. What is the plan to hire more full-time faculty and the plan for student retention?
Can I stand there? Because I'm used to standing there. I prefer to stand to answer the question. I also want to mention before I answer the question that the chairs of departments are here today, as well as the directors, such as the registrar and the director of the First Year Experience Program. But specifically to the question, it is certainly in the interest of the college, with regard to the stability of the programs and the development of the curriculum, to hire as many full-time faculty as possible. The greatest impediment in the last 4 or 5 years to hiring full-time faculty was simply the budget. We did not have the money to hire full-time faculty. In fact, in some of the SUNY campuses, there were actually retrenchments of programs. We were fortunate at our Westbury that that did not happen. But certainly, many students were greatly inconvenienced because classes weren't available. As enrollment expanded, we weren't able to add as many classes as we ought to. So we were aware of the frustration, but we'd like to hear as many pointed issues as you wish to present today. The reason being is that we definitely want to hear from you. There has to be a sharing of information. We want you to know the difficulties that we face in trying to meet your needs. But also, we probably always don't understand the difficulty that you face and how often you do. One of the major issues for us is retention. That is, when we bring students to the campus, and if they leave because of frustration, or they can't get the classes they need, or a myriad of other reasons, it hurts the college. So therefore, going forward, with the help of my colleague, Len Davis, Chief Financial Officer and Vice President of Business Affairs, we're going to hire as many full-time faculty as possible. I believe this year we will have 5 more new faculty. We had about 5 new faculty last year. We actually would need about 20 if we could afford to hire that many. The average cost of a full-time faculty member without benefits is about $65,000 to $75,000 per person. So if you hire 5 faculty, that's anywhere from about $350,000 to $500,000 without benefits. That's just to give you an idea of the cost. I'm used to talking a lot, so that's why I took a lot of time. Thank you.
There are no follow-up questions?
How much do you pay adjunct professors per semester?
On the average, about $3,000. Ron, I was just corrected, about $3,200, $3,300. Adjunct professor.
So because there have been so many adjuncts that instead of full-time professors, hasn't there been money saved from paying these adjuncts such low salaries?
Here's the trade-off that would occur. We could not offer the number of classes that we currently have listed in the handout that you have if all of them had to be taught by full-time faculty. So there's certainly an advantage in terms of price or cost in adding classes and having them taught by adjunct faculty. The downside is this. The level of preparation that goes into a class usually cannot be spent by adjunct faculty. Preparation is key. The development of the curriculum is also full-time faculty. Advising is full-time faculty. So we cannot just simply run more and more classes using adjunct faculty. This is not to demean or diminish the major contribution to the education at the college provided by adjunct faculty. But we would hope in the future, it is our goal, to reduce the number of adjunct faculty while we're adding full-time faculty. But budget is the issue.
Why are there classes listed in the catalog that Old Westbury has not offered in over 2 semesters?
There's several people to blame for that. And most of them are dispersed throughout the audience out there. But here is the best answer, and I'll defer to any chairperson among this group to answer and come here and answer the question. Many times we add classes for full-time faculty and sometimes for adjuncts. And when those people leave, or in some cases when people pass on, we don't purge the catalog. That is, we don't go back and start checking class by class or course by course, which is better, courses. We don't do that. We also do not have a systematic plan as we ought to have in the purging of classes, of courses. So it is clearly the administration's fault, along with the department chairs, that we have classes that cycle through the catalog year after year and they're not offered. So that's the best explanation, unless somebody else wants to give an explanation that I have. Ron, do you want to add?
No, I think you've said, you've summed it up. We are hoping, and every time that the catalog gets reprinted, we do ask that departments purge classes that haven't been offered in a certain amount of time, and where there's not a plan in the foreseeable future to offer the class. However, it's rare that we get a lot of courses removed from the catalog. We are making a better attempt this time. The catalog is presently being revised right now. We have requested that departments begin with the process of removing classes that are no longer offered or will not be offered over the next 2-year period. So I'm hoping that there will be some improvement on that.
Just let me add to that from the standpoint of the department chair, I think for Hudson, chair of the English department. If you look at the catalog listings, at least if they're well listed, the entries will say under the courses offered every semester, offered once a year, offered occasionally. Those are the typical formulas. Offered occasionally really means that it's a course that comes around every so often, and you can't expect to get it within a given 2-year period. What happens, though, the process that Ron referred to about purging the catalog is very accurate. I'm sitting here right now with our catalog copy in hand, going through that process. And I know what's going to happen in the department. That is going to say, we want to purge these courses. And one of my faculty is going to say, no, I want to teach that course. Okay, we want to teach it next year, maybe. So some of the courses that should be purged don't get purged. But typically, if you look in the catalog and it says offered every semester or offered once a year, that usually is something that you can rely on, although it's also true that in the rush of business, somebody sends in the copy for the catalog, and the course used to be offered once a year, it's no longer being offered once a year, and the chair can catch that, and it's still there. So there's a lot of imperfection in the process, but do look at those listings that say how often the course is offered, because they're semi-accurate at least.
When do you think that the availability of classes will increase? The classes that I need are either not offered or have only one available class.
Certainly, the availability of classes, we know